Coming to you direct from deep underneath your favorite Japanese wrestling arena, it's time for your high-speedy, strongly styled, fighting spirited, secret handshaking, wink wink nudge nudge, lethal dose of female professional wrestling, primarily in the land of shoguns and rising suns. It's time for you to remove your blindfold, accept a complimentary fruity drink that's totally not sus at all, and learn from our inside terminology, because you, our friends, have nearly willfully accepted the invite and have joined our Cult of Joshi. Now allow me to introduce you to your fighting spirited guides, Raja and John.
Hello, and welcome back to the Cult of Joshi. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined, as always, by my all-star co-host, John.
Yes.
And we are here in this blissful time to talk to you about All Star Grand Queendom.
Talk to you about a little Joshi action. Talk to you about the ultimate. You thought that other crap.
You thought last week was a big deal.
You thought that other crap meant anything.
Let me tell you, folks, I have not seen a card of this caliber. I think since I've started watching Joshi, I don't think there's been a card like this in all of wrestling.
And there's not going to be some bald poser coming in from an island somewhere.
No.
Phoning in, talking about how some phony baloney stuff and having his problems with another person, the big honker.
No.
And all this stuff. No.
There's no nepotism here.
This is going to be beautiful. This is going to be glorious. And after the Korakuen Hall show,
Good Lord.
it's going to be epic.
Just the amount of stories they've baked into this All-Star Grand Queendom card, like every single match has a story, and they've been building it for such a long time, and I'm so excited that I can barely stand myself. We've still got 3 days to go, and I don't know how I'm going to stand it, but that being said,
Yes.
before we talk about the matches
We're so
and
excited.
make our picks, we need to talk about this Korakuen Hall show, because it's important.
It is important.
It's a big deal of what happened
Huge
at Korakuen
deal.
Hall, okay? So on April 24th, which was today, they were in Korakuen Hall for Stardom Nighter 2025.
Right.
Big show.
Yes.
And this was streamed live on YouTube, the entirety of the show. So if you haven't seen it and you plan on watching All Star Grand Queendom, you need to go watch this. It's completely free on YouTube. Just go to the Stardom YouTube and find the live stream.
But if you do have Stardom World, go watch it there because it's clear there.
Yes, it's quite clear on Stardom
Yes.
World. Either way you watch it, it's amazing. They started with these amazing intro videos for the top 3 title matches, being Saya versus Tam, Azumi versus Starlight, and Mayu versus Shiri. These videos were so glorious.
They were.
And got me so emotional.
They didn't have to be 20 minutes long and brought to you by Snickers.
No, they didn't. They were quite long. Each of them was like a full song long.
Yeah.
But you didn't get bored or tired.
No.
And they showed the entire story for each thing.
Oh, it was incredible.
And I could. It was so good.
Yeah.
But then we got into the action in Korakuen Hall. All right.
We did.
Starting off with a seemingly innocuous 8-man that didn't seem to be story-driven at all.
Seemingly innocuous. The name of our new band.
That should have been the new faction name.
Yes.
Ruaka, Konami, Tekla, and Momo Watanabe of Hate versus Sayaka Kurara, Aya Sakura, Sariano, and Natsupoi of Cosmic Angels.
Felt like the normal fare, didn't it?
It
We're
did.
like, well, all this card's amazing. This one's kind of normal
It's
fare.
just an opening match.
Yeah.
And the match itself was normal fare.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, there was nothing crazy in the match
Nothing
itself. It ended because Tekla used her Poison Spider Death Drop on Sayaka Kurara and was able to get the pin on her after they had sprayed Aya Sakura with the face paint and all that, Hate stuff. But Hate did win the match. And because of that, Tekla, in her big boy britches, decided to once again call out President Okada.
Which none of us want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see a match between President Okada and Tekla.
No.
But she is insistent that Okada wrestle her. So as she's face-to-face with Okada, she has a chair as she's standing in front of the president
And she had
of
to call
Stardom.
him down this time, so he had to make the walk.
I think she was taunting him, got the
Yes.
crowd to join in, so he had to walk his way down there. But as she's standing in front of him, Sayaka Kurara takes it upon herself to get in between them and kind of shove Tekla away.
She slapped the piss out of her.
She slapped the piss out of her,
Yeah.
yes. And Tekla was surprised by that, I think. She looked very shocked.
Right.
But Sayaka being Sayaka, was like, "Oh, you're the idol killer? Well, I'm gonna be the hate killer." And she gets in the ring with Tekla, and she's like, she calls her the idol killer, but she's also says, "You want to be an idol, right?"
Yeah.
Like, this is coming from a place of you being jealous, technically, of us.
Yeah.
Is kind of how she phrased it.
We know how those people are.
So, Sayaka Kurara's solution to this whole Tekla debacle is to have a singles match between herself and Tekla, where if Tekla loses, she has to join Cosmic Angels.
Oh my God.
Which is the most unhinged, off-the-cuff thing I was not expecting.
Listen, you can be too cool for school and not like the thought of that, but
I love it. It's hilarious.
It's the most awesome thing.
It's amazing.
It's so out of left field, and it's the most awesome thing ever. Imagining Tekla having to at first she's having to wear it, you know, and and it's one of the oldest things in wrestling, because a lot of times in wrestling, like, you would have a valet in the old days, and the valet doesn't want to go. It's like, no, God, no, I don't want to go with that dirty cowboy or whatever. And then the valet goes, and at first it's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to work for this person. And a few weeks in, she's like, hey, yeehaw. You know, she's absolutely loving it. And it works in a lot of different ways. We've seen it happen in a lot of ways. People will go to a faction and then they embrace it, right?
Right. We haven't seen it in a while, and this is sort of like a reverse Starlight Kid.
Yeah, I was thinking Starlight Kid.
Yeah.
Starlight Kid was a good example, because at first we cried.
Right.
Well, you cried.
She didn't want to go.
I didn't cry.
Nobody wanted her to go.
But when she was over there, it was almost like she was a hostage.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the weight of time, it's like, oh, God. But then she embraced the hell out of it.
Yes,
and,
she did.
You know, it's so funny, because we've said ever since Tekla started the idol killer thing, we've kind of joked around like, yeah, we know how those people are.
Right.
Yeah, we're a little phobic there.
Yes, a little inner hate
know
there.
how those phobes are.
Yeah, so in this case, it would be someone unwillingly going to a babyface faction and having to be forced into it, but eventually coming around to the good side.
Right.
Which is a cool take on the story, I think.
It is cool. It's either going to be comical as hell, because she's not wanting to have to wear this stuff.
She doesn't want to be pink and frilly and dance.
In another way, think about this. What if Tam loses?
Yeah.
Okay. What if Tam loses and Tam is gone? Mm-hmm. Who's the leader of Cosmic Angels?
That's a fair question.
So, you know, one would imagine a Poi, but is Poi a natural leader, or is she always that, you know, commander in chief? You know, I guess that would be the leader. You know what I mean? The second in command.
Yes.
Is Soriano
a good hand?
Yeah, a great hand. But Soriano, you know, it's hard to imagine. But you got a vocal person like Tekla. I mean,
she would be interesting.
It'd give a little bit of spice to the salad there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the boldness of Sayaka Kurara to throw this out there, clearly not consulting with the other Cosmic Angels, of essentially inviting Tekla into the faction. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
What if Kurara is doing this and turning dirty?
I mean,
to make President Okada have to wrestle, and she turns.
It's totally possible
to join hate.
Like, this has been the plan all along.
Yeah,
and
because
she's like, we can figure this out.
Because they're losing Kamatani, because because
right,
Tam's
and
gonna
Sayaka's
win.
kind of taking her place.
Yeah.
But the other part of this is that if Tekla wins, she gets her match with President Okada, and him speaking English to her to be like, okay, if you win, I will fight you.
He's learned it seems like he's learned a lot of English since we met him.
I love how confident this man is, like how cocky he is, like walking around, like with the shimmy.
He walked down there like a cartoon character.
It was amazing.
His head was bobbing back and forth, like, yeah,
he's such a character.
You got something to say now, pal?
Right? And they just threw this in there, and he's like, you'll fight Sayaka at Yokohama Arena, and they just totally out of left field, like, singles match on the show with this crazy stipulation.
Yeah.
And I love it. This is what pro wrestling's all about.
Oh, we jumped for this.
It's amazing.
This was exciting.
I didn't think anything would come of this match, and now I love it. I love everything about it.
Yes, me too.
The second match was a singles match that was meant to be a three-way, but Natsukatora ended up getting pulled off this card last minute, like a couple hours before the show, so Fuki and Death had to go into another match. So this ended up being simply Momokogo versus Yuria Hime. Mm-hmm. It was a fine match.
It was, yeah.
Momokogo got the win. Good for her.
Yeah, Yurihime looks better every time that we see her. And it's come, she's come a long way.
Yeah.
She's not like Das Wunderkind, but she's really come a long way. And it's funny, you get like this wrestle body. You get this sort of workout thing when you start taking the bumps every day, and she just looks like the wrestler now.
Yeah, it's different. Like, they're in the dojo for so long before they debut, but then once you get in there and start having the real matches, you start filling out more.
You're not as turtled out. Like a lot of times, you remember Hanako at first? Mm-hmm. It was almost
very scrunched up.
Yeah, it was like she was always protecting something,
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you kind of lose it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at with her right now. She's opening up.
She's starting to bloom.
Yeah.
Starting to come into herself, which we love to see with the rookies. After that, we saw a big tag team match, God's Eye versus God's Eye, Hina and Lady C versus Rana Yagami and Tomoka Inaba. And man, did they take it to each other in this match. They went full bore in this match.
Yeah, man. Rana gets damn vicious when she wants to.
She does. Like when she's in there, especially with Hina at this point, they just are so explosive. It's insane what they can do against each other.
I love the fact that at deep waters that Rana seems to really drag people to the deep water.
Yeah. It's a very Shuri-esque thing to do.
It is. And the seriousness that she gets on her face, it's special.
It is.
I like it, but it just really feels like she grabs a hold of Hina and she's like, you're not going to play it safe. I don't care if this is a prelude match or not.
Yeah.
I've got you under one arm and we're going out past the buoys.
Yeah. Like she's all in.
Yeah.
Both feet in, diving head first.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this match. I'm worried because of wrestling tropes.
Yeah, because Rana did get the win in this match with the beat strike. So it's hard to say what'll happen in Yokohama Arena for the future Stardom Championship.
Well, Dave Meltzer was talking about something maybe 2 months ago. And on the show I was watching, Alvarez was talking about something where he's like, well, you know what's going to happen there because he won going into the pay-per-view. And Dave's like, actually, the trope of late has been people trying to outsmart that trope and having the person who's won win at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so they can be a little unexpected and give you a result you weren't ready for.
And so that got me all messed up in the head.
Yeah, and we all know my opinion about what I want to happen at Grand Queendom.
Tell us what you want to happen.
I want Rana to win the belt, okay? I want her to be the future Stardom champion.
Can't believe you did that to poor Hina.
Poor Hina.
Yeah.
She's been a good champion, but I just feel like Rana would carry that belt
out as champion.
Oh my goodness.
Rana would be a great notch in the belt. What are you talking about?
She would be, but she would also carry that belt to new heights and have incredible championship matches.
Who are you? You're like a ride-in fan. What is going on here? Listen, Hina's just starting this journey. She has two sisters that are incredibly successful.
Record-setting future Stardom champions in their own right.
She has one sister that'll probably be the red belt champion eventually
in a couple years
and for a very long time. She has another sister that's like the Bret Hart,
right?
She's got another sister, just an incredible worker, that made that belt essentially. And there's Hina. Right now, she's Cooper Manning. She is like the third Manning brother.
Aww, and she's like the other Watt.
Yeah, she's the other Watt. She's Stephen Baldwin.
Oh no.
That's who she is right now.
She's trying to make a name for herself.
And she doesn't have to be that. She looks like one of Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
She's beautiful. She's brilliant. She's
talented.
She's the one that stayed in school. I mean, she's all these things. It feels like I identify with her.
Yeah.
Hina does everything freaking right.
Yes.
And doesn't get the praise.
That's totally fair. And I agree 100%. But when I think about the future Stardom Championship and the matches I would like to see coming up this summer.
You're letting your love cloud your eyes.
No, I'm not.
All right. All right.
I just think it would be really good for Rana
so
to have a belt.
So this was a good match.
It was a good match. Great tag match.
Great finish.
Good job, guys.
All right. Let's go to the next match.
Next match was Fukigen Death, Azusa Inaba, and Rina versus Akira Kurogane, Tabata, and Yuna Mizumori. This was a fabulous match, most importantly pointing out the stint at the end between Rina and Akira Kurogane, where there were moments where I genuinely thought Akira Kurogane was going to win this match.
Yeah.
We gasped like multiple times.
It really felt that way. Okay, she kicked out of the top rope knees, and which, at the very last breath of that,
she did. And
it really felt like, I was even joking around. I said, hey, what if she misses this and we get a real quick pile driver or something? Well, instead of the pile driver, we got a real quick roll up, inside cradle.
A very tight roll up that lasted a little too long.
Inside cradle, almost got the 3 on it. And of course, yes, then she lost. But the thing was, as soon as it was over, I looked at Raj and I'm like, well, she's really close.
She's so close.
That's what I said. I was like,
it feels like she's been close since she debuted.
I said, oh, she's very close.
Oh man.
And we just didn't know at the time.
We didn't know. We didn't know what was happening.
How close she was.
Oh, such exciting stuff. But Fuki and Death, Azusa, Naba, and Rina did win this match when Rina used the Pink Devil on Akira Kurogane. There was no kicking out of that.
Yes, all good stuff.
All good stuff.
But just foreplay.
The next match was a 6-man match, a double prelude, if you will, where Saya Ida, Hanan, and Shiri took on Koguma, Hazuki, and Mayu Iwatani.
Go ahead.
Boy howdy, if you could not feel the tension between these two teams from the jump. There's nothing more intense on this card than this match. From the moment the bell rings, even before, with Shiri and Mayu staring each other down from across the ring, and then Saya just striding over and saying she wants Hazuki first, and Hazuki looking like she wants nothing to do with that. There were no bear dancing. There was nothing cute, nothing funny, only some of the hardest hits you'll ever hear in your life in this match. We got to see Mayu get launched like a rocket into the corner. And
love that spot.
It was so hard-hitting and scary and tense, and I loved it. I loved every minute.
It's just exactly what you want out of a prelude. They left us wanting more. We got a shit ton of Mayu Iwatani in this.
Yes.
Who we always love to see that. Mayu Iwatani, who freshly comes off the record-breaking performance of longest reigning IWGP champion.
Yes, longest reigning IWGP champion, man or woman.
Yes.
So congratulations to the Stardom icon. It's a huge, huge accomplishment.
Much like my old favorite obsession of the Oblivion game that is now either your type 1 or type 2. So type 1 and type 2 champion.
Yes. But this match, it just had everything, and it was very emotional in a way that just makes you feel like anxious almost that these people are fighting each other because you don't know what's going to happen.
I am always anxious when Mayu Iwatani has a big pay-per-view match.
Yes, me too.
I feel like Shuri, as crazy as she is somewhat the saner one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she brings it out. Like, I think the competition gets really brought out between them two. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we remember 1-4 2 years ago.
Yes.
Was it last year?
It was
seems like
2024.
2 years ago. Okay, yeah, it was last year. Holy crap.
It's still a while ago.
But, the brutality of that match alone.
Yeah, that short match.
Just think about, shoe doggies.
Man, both of these matches, the tag match and the IWGP Women's Championship match, are gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the tag match I can't even hardly think about.
I know, he just have to avoid it.
Everything going on with Hanan and Hazuki, it's because this is for all the marbles. There's no hiding from this from Hazuki.
No.
This is, full on. And Hanan, as mad as she is, she still has to face one of the best strikers in the history of Stardom.
Yeah.
In Hazuki.
One of the best tag teams.
Is a bad bitch.
She is. Like, there's no underselling Hazuki's ability.
And I mean that with all respect and love in the world. Hazuki is, I think she is one of those, right now she's playing that Naito angle, like, I ain't gonna put up with you. Listen, you're a young kid. No, I'm not even putting up with this.
Right.
Do you even know who to fuck,
Yes.
It's kind of like that deal.
Yes.
I'm not playing that game with you.
Yeah, but when push comes to shove and you get in there for the titles, does she have that same uncaring demeanor, or does she lock in and just take it out on Hanan?
If she's able to keep her demeanor, then Hanan's dead.
Yeah, if she's able to keep emotions out of it.
Yeah, if you're able to keep the emotions out of that fight, then she's already won.
FWC all the way.
It feels like Hazuki's the one living rent-free in Hanan's head at the moment.
Yeah.
We know Hanan's super emotional.
She's very much like a bomb waiting to go off at this point.
And it seems like Hanan's emotions have finally trickled over into Saida.
Yeah, like this is the first time we've seen Ida sort of like upset at Hazuki.
I thought so too. She really laid the stuff in. Koguma looked big mad.
Yeah, everyone was just mad in this match.
I don't know if I'm okay with Koguma being mad.
Koguma did end up getting the win with her diving body splash. It was crazy though, because like everyone tried to hit their finishers. It was just like a mad dash for the finish, and it was so just, I don't know, intense is the only word I have for it. It was amazing.
It's peak Stars.
And it's definitely going to boil over in Yokohama Arena.
I hate that my favorite version of Stars
is when they all hate each other.
Yeah, is facing each other.
I don't know if we're going to have a Stars after 427.
Are we going to have anything? Are we going to have anything? I think
we're going to get anything out of this.
I think we're going to have one faction that we haven't talked about yet, but
we're getting there.
Yes.
We're getting there. The next match was an 8-man, Rion, Hanako, Wakasukiyama, and Maika, EXV, the remnants of EXV, versus the Sendai Girls team of Yuna, Eureka Oka, Yu, and Chihiro Hashimoto. And this was a prelude for the Sendai Girls World Championship match between Maika and Chihiro Hashimoto. And of course, they've sort of started this inter-promotional war between these teams, because there's been a lot of like Stardom supremacy sort of talk over the Sendai Girls, and they don't like that. And so they came to play today. Yeah. And they did not let up.
Dude, I love the fact that we have Marvelous out there, big league in it. We have freaking Sendai Girls, big league in it. You know, it just...
They're showing up like we are not second place. We've come to take your place.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Listen, Stardom's roster is deeper than anybody's.
Yes.
But besides that, besides like the production, the name value, and the deep roster...
Right.
At the top of the card... They're all competitive with us. I mean, they're all competitive with Stardom. All of them.
Yeah.
And
the girls in other places can go toe-to-toe with the top of the Stardom roster.
I can easily name 5 in all of them. That is,
Joshi is thriving, my friends.
I mean, if we're talking even, Marigold, Oz,
Wave, Diana, like everyone's got those top contenders that can go anywhere.
They do have really great. It's just such a.
It's nice to see.
Yeah, man, it's so cool to have all this talent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and, not to mention Tokyo Joshi. Can't forget them.
Well, yeah, you can't, and it's just oozing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing,
and I love the crossovers.
The amount of women, talented, incredibly talented women wrestlers in the country of Japan.
I know, it kind of blows my mind every time I think about it. And we talked recently about our love for the Marigold Marvelous feud that has been going on, and this is sort of like that. It's Sendai Girls versus Stardom, which is going to boil down to Maiko versus Chihiro Hashimoto, and when they collide, it's 2 powerhouses.
It really is. It really is. I don't see how Hash loses this.
I know. I don't know that Hash is going to lose the championship, but she did absolutely destroy Waka Tsukiyama.
Yeah, she did.
Into this match with her power bomb.
It was sick.
Poor Waka, she looked just devastated.
It was sick, but Maika there's probably more Maika flags in a crowd than anything else.
Yeah, Maika's a big star.
It could happen.
It could happen. There's never say never, right?
Right.
Can't talk in absolutes when it comes to Joshi.
We'll give our picks here shortly. We'll give our picks.
Yes, we just have 2 more matches to talk about. The semi-main and the main event of Korakuen Hall, starting with the mystery opponent match that everyone was wondering about who was going to show up to team with Suzuki. And
I thought it was going to be disappointment 1 and disappointment 2.
We did not have our hopes up. Okay,
Yeah.
we were ready. We were placated. We were like, okay, it's fine. Whoever it is, I'm sure it'll be fine. But don't expect something incredible or surprising.
Yeah,
essentially,
they're going to bring out like young girls or something.
That's how we work in wrestling. We're always like, don't get your hopes up, because then you're bound to be disappointed.
Well, we were not disappointed,
We
Raja.
were not, because Miyu Amasaki, Kohaku, and Mei Seira ended up taking on, in this match, Suzu Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, and Itsuki Aoki. Holy crap. Are there two more perfect people to match with Suzu Suzuki on the face of the planet?
No, there's not.
I don't think so.
I mean, if we were playing, dodgeball, and I was picking the teams, those were the three that I'd pick.
Yeah, and they were throwing some bombs.
They threw some
in this match.
They threw some balls.
Holy moly.
Nobody dodged.
Everyone, of course, knows Rina Yamashita.
Yes.
She's known worldwide at this point. And Itsuki Aoki, who we've seen recently in Marvelous, now coming over to Stardom, she is just a ball of energy, yelling all the time.
So much fun. Listen, these girls are such a parody.
Oh my God.
To what we have in Stardom.
They are. They're totally different than anything we already have.
It's a refresher. And, Suzu recently talked about hate being kind of like,
They say they're evil, but they're not.
They're evil. And, I disagreed with that until I see this group. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Hates like the cute goth girls, and like
it's like Stardom girls just wearing dark clothes.
Listen,
essentially,
Suzu's group are the girls that have been away for a while. It's like, what happened to Suzu and her friends? They'll not be in class for a while, children. After they set the cafeteria on fire,
they're the real scary, crazy. ones.
They'll be back soon, but don't try reaching out to them because they're in juvie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
These three girls went to juvie.
They're the true troublemakers.
Oh
aren't
yeah,
they?
they're the girls from school.
Not the ha funny troublemakers, but
even,
like the actual scary
not
ones.
even the ones getting you to smoke, like we talk about sometimes with the hate
smoking
girls.
in the bathroom.
No, these girls are flushing people's heads in toilets.
Oh God, they've got knives on them at all times.
Oh yeah. This is the ones that are dating like the 26-year-old.
Right.
It's like
this is
prison pen pals.
This faction is now like the true alternative to what we are used to in Stardom from the wrestlers, and I love it. I'm in love with this faction, and I even love the name. So this faction is called Mi Vida Loca.
Yeah.
My Crazy Life in Spanish.
Right. Yeah.
But it kind of gives that Los Cachorros Orientales vibe.
Right.
Much easier to say, though.
Yeah, Mi Vida Loca. I love it too, and I was already in love with it.
Oh man,
I was in love with it.
We were already sold.
Raja was like, she's like, are we getting the faction name? I was like, I think we are. I think we're getting a faction name. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
oh my God,
out of nowhere, somebody we love. Tell them what happened, Raja.
Somebody came out of the back and asked Suzu if they could join Mi Vida Loca, and that person was Akira Kuragane. The rookie herself, who is a certified badass and just looks perfectly at home because she looks different than the typical Stardom girl.
She had a choker on, and she looked like she already looked like she was in juvie.
And I mentioned LCO, and now we have an Akira in the group.
Oh, don't you start.
I can't.
Don't you start.
You can't write this stuff.
Oh, don't you
start.
You
can, but
don't
you can't.
Start.
So we got 4 people in this faction: Suzu Suzuki, Rina Yamashita, Itsuki Aoki, and now their rookie Akira Kuragane, Mi Vida Loca. It gives like new DDM. It's amazing, and I love every single part of it. I'm so here for it.
Oh, me too.
It's great. It's a great faction.
Me too. I'm really excited about it, man.
I am too. I can't wait to see what they do in the future.
I'm very excited about it.
Oh, it's so great. It's so refreshing. I love it so much. It's probably the best new faction Stardom has made.
In a while.
I
mean, Neo Genesis was very exciting.
It was, because we got Starlight Azumi.
We were excited about Starlight Azumi. We were excited about the fact they were all 22. We were all excited about all that stuff. This gave a different kind of hit.
Yeah, and Neo Genesis was cool, but it was like, why is Suzu here?
We always felt that.
It was a little weird. And then EXV, it was kind of like a faction of convenience. Like, we don't have anybody, and we don't have anybody, so let's get together. And
it felt forced.
Have each other's backs.
Yeah.
But this just feels so organic and so right. And like, it feels like Suzu went out and found her freaking friends from other places and brought them in and was like, we're going to ruin this place.
Oh, yeah.
And change it completely.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it.
I love it, too.
So that brings us to the main event of Korakuen Hall: Azumi and Sai Kamatani versus Starlight Kid and Tam Nakano. And man, the emotions in this match started before the bell rang because they all came out one at a time, right? And they sent the challenger, champion, challenger, champion in that order. So we started with Azumi coming out. And she came out in a Queen's Quest-esque mask. The tiger mask, it had like tassels on the bottom. It's purple, her color.
It was awesome.
So we thought that was really cool. We're like, wow, she's all Queen Quested out. Then Starlight came out because she's facing Azumi at Grand Queendom. Then Tam came out because she's the challenger for the next match. And then Saya Kamatani came out. And wouldn't you know it, she's wearing a black and white Queen's Quest-esque mask that's exactly matched to Azumi's. And I think I screamed when I saw it. They got in the ring together in the middle and stood together. They didn't stand terribly close, but they did stand together. Then they went to their corner and took off their masks, and I swear they were crying. Yeah. There were tears.
They were crying.
Okay, because this is a reunion of a faction that they both loved dearly with their entire hearts, and it's gone now, and they don't know how to handle that.
They were either crying or Tam put pepper in their mask when they didn't.
She might have.
But it felt very incredible.
It was a moment.
It was a moment. It felt like a moment for fans. It felt like a moment, could have been a moment that you have with Saya before she gets asked to retire.
Yeah, it could be. And it kind of feels like more of pushing Saya back in that direction of babyface Saya, because she's been less volatile lately, other than the stalking Tam and trying to run her over and stuff like that.
But that was all in love.
But in the ring, she seemed more tame, in my opinion. And her talk recently about how much she loves pro wrestling, and even in her post-match comments after this match, talking about she doesn't know what's left if she can't wrestle anymore. It's it kind of seems like it's sinking in.
There was a interview she did elsewhere. They're like, what would you do? And she's like, I don't know.
There's nothing. I don't know.
I don't know how to do anything. It's
I believe her.
Yeah.
I feel like this is all she knows how to do.
Yeah.
But this match, we got Starlight and Azumi going fast as hell. We got Tam and Saya trying to beat the crap out of each other.
A normal show, we would be so excited just to have the Eternal Foes match again.
Yeah.
That could sell it. That could sell the whole thing. Or we would be really excited about the Tam Saya Kamatani with all the stuff around it. My God, everything is built so freaking big up.
It is.
About this. But that's not it at all, is it? That's not it. This is so WrestleMania 3. Because you got Hulk and Andre, but you've also got Steamboat Savage.
Yeah, yeah, there's so much.
It's incredible.
Saya Kamatani's so desperate to beat Tam that she hit a violet screwdriver on Tam in this match. It didn't work.
Fucking nasty.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
But
ugly in a good way.
There was no winner to this match. It went the time limit, the full 20 minutes. It ended in a draw. There was talk afterwards about the retirement. And then, of course, Azumi kind of taunting Starlight about the fact that she hasn't beat her in 5 years. And she just kept repeating that, in the ring and in her backstage comments, she hasn't figured out a way to beat me in 5 years, so I don't know if she'll do it now. It's Azumi, calm down.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. But are you ready to make your picks?
I am ready.
For All Star Grand Queendom?
All Star Grand Queendom. I am so excited.
Let's freaking do it. So we can't really pick the pre-show match. For those of you that need to know, All Star Grand Queendom is on April 27th. It is starting. The Zero match will be starting at 1 a.m. Eastern time. And they'll probably stream that on YouTube. They usually do the pre-show for free. But the rest of the show will be on pay-per-view on International Stage Crowd. They usually post up the link on Twitter. So look out for that.
Yes.
But the pre-show is a right to challenge for the belt Stardom Rumble, which is a great way to get everyone on the card because there are a ton of special singles matches on this card, so they don't have room for everyone on the main card. So we're going to get the Stardom Rumble, and I'm hoping to see the appearance of Super Stardom Machine, honestly. I think that would be great.
I think so too.
I don't know who's going to win this, obviously, because we don't know who all is going to be in it, but it could be anyone to challenge for the belt at this point.
I mean, it's such a big show, and we have so many special guests on this show.
Yeah, it could be people from other places.
I want to say that, I don't know, man. What's a crazy one? I think Aja Kong wins it.
Aja Kong wins. There you go.
Yeah.
We're voting Aja Kong. But the main card, we have Sayaka Kurara versus Tekla with that crazy stipulation where Tekla has to join Cosmic Angels. And I'm voting Sayaka Kurara.
Sayaka Kurara has to win because
I need it.
We need Tekla in Cosmic Angels.
We need it. We don't want to see Okada versus Tekla. We want Tekla in Cosmic Angels.
We need Tekla in Cosmic Angels.
It has to happen. Then we will see the special singles match between Mei Seira and Suzu Suzuki. And it almost feels like impossible for Suzu to lose, having just created a new faction. And I assume her new faction mates will probably play a role in this.
So I think that Mei Seira probably gets the upper hand and we get a DQ because in the new faction, being new faction, scary new faction that doesn't give a damn about rules.
Yeah.
Come in there, take her, decimate her, and
a good call.
We get the 5th member.
Ooh, another one?
Yeah.
You think someone new's going to show up?
I think we get the 5th member.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Someone that looks like they're coming to help May, but then they like do a swerve.
Possibly.
That would be fun.
I mean, it would be really cool. There's a lot of people I can think that would fit in
the vibes.
Yeah, fit the vibes, so...
so you're going draw, just DQ, or Mei Seira by DQ?
Yeah, schmoz. I think it's a schmoz. I think that... yes, if there's a winner, it has to be Suzu because we just formed this group.
Same. But I'm sure something crazy will happen.
Yeah.
After that, we have another special singles match, Rina versus Yumika Hotta. And this came about because Rina was tired of people talking about how they miss the old days of like All Japan Pro Wrestling. And she wants to prove that today's Joshi is just as good, if not better, than those days. So she's going to face the living legend, Yumika Hotta.
Had I not recently watched Hotta have a damn match where she looked like she was 23 and just beats the piss out of people and it does so many moves that are like Rina too. They're
very similar.
I almost want to say that Hotta wins just out of respect.
I think Hotta's going to win, but I think Rina's going to show her stuff.
I don't know, man.
For sure.
Do you do that to Rina?
It's Yumika Hotta. I don't think she loses anything by losing to a legend.
Okay, I'll go with Hotta too.
Following that, we have a 6-man match where Aya Sakura, Sariano, and Natsupoi will be taking on Yuna, Miki Iwata, and Meiko Satomura. And this is taking place 2 days before Meiko Satomura's retirement, which is insane that it's that soon.
So you get Miko Iwata on this card.
I do.
And so much more.
Mika and Saori in the same match.
But that itself is going to be incredible. The fact that one of the best stories of the last year is also on this card.
Yeah, in a small way.
In a small way, but it's going to play a big part, I believe. And obviously, Meiko Satomura is going to get the win.
Yeah, I don't think you have Meiko losing 2 days out from her retirement. If you haven't seen the retirement match, it's going to be Aja Kong and Chihiro Hashimoto versus Meiko Satomura and Manami. So that's insane.
Such a big spot for Manami.
I know. Like, that's like a huge pat on the back.
It's such a rub.
For Manami. She hasn't really got her moment with Meiko yet, though, in her retirement. So good for her. But yes, I think the Sendai Girls team is definitely going to pick up the win here. Then, the following match for the Sendai Girls World Championship, Chihiro Hashimoto versus Maika. And we already talked about how we don't really see Maika winning the Sendai Girls World Championship. It's not impossible that she would.
So, because of what we just said, I disagree now.
Well, yeah, it would be weird to have double Sendai Girls. I
think Meiko Satomura wins, but I think that Maika gets the belt. And then we go to the big Sendai Girl show. That I think that rematch could be there.
It could be. So you think Maika is going to win at this one?
I think Maika's going to pick that belt up.
I kind of agree with you. I don't know if you do a double Sendai Girls win on this show.
It's all about the chase, man.
I think Maika would make a good Sendai Girls champion.
I think Maika would be great. Plus, Maika's a goodwill ambassador, and she's well liked.
She's going to do what she needs to do.
I think we're going to win regardless, because I think this match is going to be just a brutality in the good way, like wrestling brutality.
It's two massive powerhouses, big muscle women, and they're going to beat the crap out of each other. If Maika takes that Albright, though, shooey.
Bro, it's going to be a great match.
Next, for the Future of Stardom Championship, Hina versus Rana Yagami. And you already know who I'm going to pick, because I will shout it from the mountaintops if I have to. Rana Yagami's going to win this match.
So, Hina retains in an incredible epic match.
The match is going to be crazy.
It's going to be a very epic match. Hina proves her mettle finally.
And she would have to beat Rana in this match because that's a lot of mettle.
Listen, I love Rana, you know that.
I know,
but I just think Hina wins this match.
This is my heart pick. I can't pick against Rana in a singles match. I'm sorry. I have to do it.
I got you.
For the Goddess of Stardom Championships, Saya Ida and Hanan Wingori defending against FWC, Koguma, and Hazuki, and we all know the tension that has been happening in Stars. Hanan is super mad at Hazuki, thinks she's ruining Stars, and kind of wants her gone at this point, it feels like.
Yeah, I think that what happens in this match is I think FWC wins because of the points we made earlier. Mm-hmm. I think that Hazuki's going to keep the emotions in check, and it's going to cause Hanan to screw up, man. It's her emotions are going to get the best of her.
Yeah.
Maybe to the detriment of the entire group. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think we see the same Stars coming out of the show as we see going in.
No, I think FWC gets the belts, and they're such good champions.
I agree too. I think it's time for FWC to go on a run, maybe as heels.
Yeah.
Possibly. And they did just drop the Oz Academy belt, so perfect space holder now for those Goddess of Stardom titles. Wingori's had a nice little run, but I don't know if in her current state, Hanan can overcome the powerhouse that is Hazuki in big matches.
Yeah, I want to point out, though, think about the personal issues on this card.
I know. There are so many.
It's like...
That's what I'm saying.
It's so... Go Jerry Jarrett, little Memphis, personal issues, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it really is. And it makes for matches that are even more incredible past just the match itself because you're so invested in the story. That's why we love Joshi so much. Because of the stories.
It is, but we don't usually have the story all the way down the damn card.
No, like from top to bottom, we don't usually.
I mean, it's story. It's
Every single match has a story.
Yeah.
Even the 6-man that isn't really built still has a story in it.
Yeah.
From the past.
Right.
It has something there. So, these final 3 matches, big title matches, for the IWGP Women's Championship, Mayu Iwatani versus Shiri, and this might be controversial, maybe not. I think Shiri's going to win.
So, I don't know if you know this or not, but Sari's going to be there at ringside.
Oh, I didn't know that. She does want another chance.
She's going to be
at the belt.
She's going to be in attendance and she made a statement, I'm going to be in attendance to watch Mayu Iwatani win.
So that she can face her again?
Yeah, because she feels that she's going to defeat Sherry. So, and she wants to have that match.
Yeah, I imagine she does, because she wants to be the one to be the longest reigning IWGP Women's Champion ever. Or champion, period.
Because of that, I think that Mayu Iwatani retains. And
I mean, it's hard to bet against Mayu Iwatani in a big match.
I think she retains. I think there's enough shaking up going on right now that a big part of me wants Siri to win this because of the fact I want her to, I want Mayu Iwatani to go after like the red belt. Just that feels like home.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to pick.
It's hard to imagine someone else with the IWGP title at this point. Like, it's become synonymous with Mayu Iwatani.
It really has. But if we had somebody there, I want to see Sherry important again.
Yeah, me too.
And I want to see her.
Maybe that's where my pick is coming from.
Yeah, I want to see her matter in a big way.
Yeah, but that sorry thing just throws a wrench in my whole
That's why I told
plan.
You. That's why I told you. She's made a big deal about this.
And would the powers that be want the IWGP title on Sorry more?
What if she helped her win?
Oh, that would be bad blood between her and Shiri, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know now. Oh no, I was so confident.
I mean, it's definitely a wrench because we know how damn good that match is.
I know.
That was like one of the matches of the year.
It was amazing.
But the other match of the year was happening again.
Oh, goodness gracious on live.
So I'm going Mayu Iwatani because I don't bet against Mayu Iwatani.
It's hard to. Like, I thought a lot about it, and I was like, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for her to drop that belt.
I mean, if you have a bat and a tank,
yeah,
and, okay.
I think I'm going to stick with my guns and stay with Sherry for this match.
You got to do what you got to do.
It feels like changing of the guard. I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. For the Wonder of Stardom Championship and for the leadership of Neo Genesis, Starlight Kid versus Azumi. And as Azumi claimed earlier, Starlight has been unable to beat her in the past 5 years, but I believe Starlight Kid finds a way to do it this time.
I think Starlight Kid wins. I'm not sure Azumi will be in Neo Genesis, but...
Oh, you think Neo Genesis is falling apart too?
Part of me wants to see like the weird story of Queen's Quest returning. So
listen, if Azumi didn't leave Queen's Quest when Utami Hayashishita became the leader over her,
yeah,
I don't think she's gonna leave Neo Genesis in this case. But if there's the chance that Queen's Quest could be coming back, then I don't know. She might jump ship. Okay, honestly.
So there's no chance right now.
Yeah.
So let's just go with the match ownership.
Yes, I believe Starlight Kid keeps the white belt, obviously.
Starlight Kid keeps the white belt. We keep this wonderful thing going.
Well, maybe we add Kohaku or Tabata to Neo Genesis to round this back out. I don't know. My hope is that Azumi, even after losing this, goes on to win the NJPW women's title at Resurgence. That's the title I want Azumi to have.
Right.
I think she's perfect for it. She can take it all around the world. She already does that.
Yeah.
Like, she has matches everywhere. I think she would make a great purple belt champion.
Yeah, she's the strong belt. It makes sense.
It does.
Everybody wants her all around the world.
Yeah,
you're right.
I agree completely. And I hope that's what happens. But I don't see any way that Starlight loses here.
I don't know, buddy.
It's hard to say.
They're both two of the toughest outs in wrestling.
Yes, and that brings us to the main event, one of the hardest matches possible to pick because it's not only for the World of Stardom Championship, it is also a loser must completely retire from wrestling match between Saya Kamitani and Tam Nakano. And how do you pick a match where you're basically saying one of these people can never wrestle again?
Well, the cards seem stacked against the girl that's already lost.
Yes.
So it seems like Tam, 1 foot out the door, one foot in the grave.
That would be the supposed answer.
They're basically doing the goodbye tour.
Yeah. She's a free agent already.
I think Tam wins. And I do. I think Tam wins this. And I think Saya's going to be gone. Except for the wish of Carrara, which they made sure in a show this past week to go over once again how that wish works, and they verified that the wish was for anything.
Yeah. They just made sure everyone knew.
Yeah,
that her Cinderella wish could be absolutely anything she wanted.
Anything she wanted.
I agree with you. I think because what I brought up earlier about Saya Kamitani seeming more emotional and less vicious in the ring lately, I think it's getting to her. I think the weight of all of this is starting to make her crack. And I think that's going to come into play in a big way in this match. And she's not going to be able to seal the deal and put Tam Nakano away. And it's going to lead ultimately to Saya Kamitani losing the red belt and potentially her wrestling career. And I think it makes for a better story given her claims that she has no other prospects. She has nothing left if she's not a wrestler. And it's more emotional than Tam, who is like, I'm ready to retire. Yeah. Let's go. I'm good, basically.
Yeah, and I think that when Carrara does this, that you're right. I think it turns her. I think
we go back to babyface Saya.
I think it's pulling the mask off Vader.
Someone finally showed her compassion after all the mean things that were said to her and all the bad things that happened that made her turn. Someone like Sayaka Carrara still believes in her and still sees the good in her, and that's enough to bring back the Golden Phoenix.
Yeah. It's really crazy.
It's a beautiful story.
It's a beautiful story, but it's also really insane because of all of the angles in this show that could lead to faction changes.
Yeah, because Sayaka and Saya could end up making their own Queen's Quest type faction, if not Queen's Quest itself.
This truly feels like what a end of the year show, as far as end of the storyline.
It does.
It feels like what a Mania should feel like.
Yeah.
And my God.
When this all first started, when this match was announced, Tam brought up the fact that she wants to be like Jackie Sato, who, to everyone's shock, retired her partner Maki Ueda. in their match
Yeah.
for retirement. And everyone thought it was going to go the other way.
Yeah.
So I kind of see that happening here. It's like the one you expect to retire who seems done with wrestling.
Yeah.
Beating the one who this is their life and it's everything they have.
Yeah.
And it just makes for such a good story. I'm not even mad that they're not actually going to retire Saya
The very
Kamatani.
fact that they're using the Jackie Sato thing makes you feel like that's it.
Yeah.
That's a hint.
Yeah, but I'm not even mad that one of them probably isn't actually going to retire. I think it's a cool story. And if we come out of this with Golden Phoenix returning and everything like that, I think it's going to be fun.
I'm not mad about it at all. Like, I was mad the first time.
Yeah, the loser leaves Stardom match.
Yeah.
We were mad at that.
I was mad at that the first time, but we even said, if they can come out of this with an incredible story, that we would forgive it.
It just all seems set up so perfectly.
Yeah.
And I don't know that everyone is convinced that this is the way it's going to go. I think there's still people that think Tam is retiring and leaving. And that could be possible. You know, you never know until we get there, but it just seems perfect for this wish happen. And everything.
Maybe the wish is after she retires, Tam, maybe the wish is that she comes to lead Cosmic Angels.
Maybe. And maybe if she wishes Saya Kamatani to come back, Tam gets really mad at her and kicks her out of Cosmic Angels.
Well, Tam will be gone. She won't have anything to say.
That's fair. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's crazy that there's so many angles.
This is the best card on paper that I have seen probably ever in my Joshi watching career.
In wrestling. I mean, I've seen great wrestling cards, but rarely do they have so many personal issues all the way up and down the card with great workers.
The fact that this is not happening in the Tokyo Dome is kind of an affront, but I think this is a step to getting there. Yeah. This is the first step to getting a women's show back into the Tokyo Dome.
I just want to see this place packed out.
Oh, it's going to be
glorious. I want to see it packed out.
Holy crap.
And, because this is one of the dreams for all the groups.
Yeah.
And, so I really want to see it.
Sendai girls aiming for the Budokan.
That's why I'm so glad so many of the girls are on the show.
Yeah, it's starting. The Big Egg dream is starting.
It is.
With the interwoven
It is. We're having the LLPWs. It's happening. Yeah, it's happening.
I'm so excited. I can't be more excited about something than I am about this card.
I am super excited because it does feel like that we're swelling.
And honestly, watching Korakuen Hall after the week we had with WrestleMania week was almost like we needed WrestleMania week to batter us down to get back to Stardom and be like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Never take me away from Joshi.
Never let me watch anything else ever again, please.
All Joshi, and it all feels that way. It does. All Joshi has different flavors, but they're all great food.
Yeah, the next 2 days we're about to watch some Marigold with some more Marvelous and stuff and some Sendai girls, and then Mako's retiring 2 days after Grand Queendom. We are locked in. For the end of April.
We're very locked in, but we'll be coming back after Grand Queendom.
Yes, immediately after, probably.
We have to tell, whatever the reactions are, it's going to be as instant as we can.
Oh, God. Right when we're still feeling the emotions.
Yeah.
But so make sure you watch out for that. Follow us on our socials at Cult of Joshi on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. Subscribe to the Cult of Joshi YouTube channel. Give this video a like. Leave us a comment with your picks.
Please.
We want to know what you think is going to happen, where you think this main event is going to go, and what you think of the new faction. I want to know your opinions on everything so that we can talk about it. And for now, that's all from us. So I'm Raja. He's John. So long from the Cult of Joshi. Bye.